Well, good Sunday evening, lovers of the leaf, friends of the leaf. Hope everybody's doing good. Had a little extra spare moment. Thought I'd come at y'all with a little quick video. Hadn't made one in a few days and been real lazy about responding to my replies, and I apologize. I'm way behind. I've got a bunch to address. So if you get some reply from me and you think, what the heck's he talking about? It's from the last video. But tonight I'm smoking some Macbaren's Plumcake, and I'm smoking it in my Savinelli. This is a brandy shaped. Was they part of their Orient series? They were orange colored. I bought this in Virginia, outside of Washington, D.C., about 3 years ago. And one of my favorite smokers. It's got one of the best draws on it of any pipe that I own. Let's get her fired back up. Old guy Witherspoon turned me on to this Plumcake. When he first started making videos, if you go back and watch some of his early ones, his wife had bought him a pound, this is one of his favorites. It's certainly in his top 10. And his wife had bought him a pound bag of it. And 4 or 5 videos he smoked it. He'd say, well, today I'm smoking such and such pipe, and I'm still plowing my way through that Plumcake. And it made it sound so good. I said, I've got to I got to try it. So ordered a 10, and I've been a fan of it ever since. And I'm not a huge Latakia fan. I like it a little, and this is perfect, especially for you pipe lovers that are just starting out, and you want to, a lot of us start out on a aromatic. Some move on to a Virginia, some move into English blends, but this is a great one to start out with if you started on aromatics, because this one has it's got some black Cavendish in it, but it's got Latakia, but it has a little bit of Jamaican rum in it, which works wonders. I'm using this little old Calibri pipe lighter that's sent to me by a PA pipe guy, Mike, a couple of years back now. I love this lighter. Again, Mike, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. But this, does it even say? Latakia. Well, they're saying Sailor rum on this. No, it says Jamaican rum. And Cavendish, yep. And I don't know how well this camera will pick this up, but I've plowed through several tins of this to use one of the guy's phrases. And I appreciate him getting me turned on to it. Rat Raised Red Rappery is another good English that he turned me on to. And this camera's not going to do this justice, but you can see the black Cavendish in it. Got a great tin note, I could, this is an English I could carry to work in a truck. Every break I had, I could smoke this all day. And for me to say that about an English blend is pretty good. Stays lit pretty good if you're not running your mouth. I'll tell y'all about the weather we're fixing to have here in just a second, but several of y'all had told me on this you know, I'm piddling with a few models, and I don't want to get off too much on that because, you know, this is pipe channel, but I may do some modeling on here. You know, I haven't built a model in probably 10, 12 years, so this one is certainly no professional job. I made 2 or 3 major errors on it. I haven't put the mirrors on it yet, and I may just leave them off. I don't know, deciding on it. But several had said, show that when you get through with that 65 Chevrolet step side, show it to us, and I finished it. And like I say, this is the first one in several years. I got to do a little adjustment on the hood but I painted it this old pea-looking green because this was a color in 1965. Take the hood off and I'll show you all the engine. I don't have I say I'm through with it. I still got to put the Chevy decal, or actually the letter, in which it'll be white on the back of there, and I got to get the license plate thing on the back. I don't know if you can see the interior or not, but I somewhat detailed it inside. I got the seat in it dark green, which was factory. This is the engine in it, and it's 283 Chevy engine in it, V8, and it came for factory. It came with Baby Moon hubcaps, and I wish it would have come. One of the 65-year model trucks come with the actual factory hubcaps. This one did not, and I didn't like the Baby Moon, so I went ahead and put the mag wheels on it. But I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna build this. I'm gonna build a couple more of these trucks. Of course, I'm still working on the Freightliner. That is a major. You get into those 18-wheelers, especially those Round 2 remakes from the 70s. They're pretty extensive models, you know. They're one you work on here and there over about a month or 6-week period. Of course, I'm about to finish. I'm about halfway through with the framing and the engine and all on this Torino. This is a 70 model Torino. I got it finally finished, painted. I'll have it finished probably in 2 or 3 days, because it looks like we're going to be snowbound here, or icebound. Then the other 2 projects I'm working on is this 61 Chevy, and this is a Chevy, but it's going to be the Chevy Bel Air, and I'm going to enjoy this one. I'm going to do it factory stock, and then I'm going to build another one, not the same color, but a different one in a drag series. And this is one, I rarely go to Michael's. I usually do my shopping at Hobby Lobby, because you can get a 40% off coupon. Well, you know, these models are $25 now. So every week Hobby Lobby runs their 40% off. So, you know, makes a $25 model about $15. So it makes it where you can kind of afford to buy them. And I had gotten 2 or 3 kits for Christmas. But we went out to Michael's. Michael's has a little old bitty, about a 4-foot section of models, hardly nothing. And but they do have some modeling supplies. Some of the tools and different putties and things you might want to buy. They've got a better selection than Hobby Lobby. I hate their paint selection, but some of their tools and different materials that you would use, they've got a decent. They got things that Hobby Lobby don't have, surprisingly enough. But I was getting ready to go. I picked up a couple of things, and I happened to glance back at the models, and I don't know how I missed it, but I've been wanting this model ever since I started back last month, and I thought I was going to order it online, and it's a 68 Dodge Dart. So I picked it up, and can make it either drag or stock, and I'm doing it stock. And I painted it yesterday, believe it or not. The temperature was 69 degrees yesterday here. Today it's out there now, it's about 36 with a chill factor of about 26. But I picked this up and I took advantage. Early morning I got it primed and then finished it up yesterday. And this is as close to the factory colors I could get for the lime looking green. Now it'll have either a white or black stripe. If some of you guys remember the Dodge Darts, had the striping on the, and I don't know if I'll use the black one or white one. Y'all let me know which one would look better, the black or the white on it. Of course, I got the hood in there on the, but this one I'm going to enjoy immensely putting together, this little Dodge Dart. But that's what I've been doing on that, and it makes for a good wintertime. You know, it's hard to get out. You can't work in the yard. You can't go fishing. You can't. There's a lot of things you can't do. So you're in the house, and rather than just sit and do, you know, on the computer and all the time, which I still do my share of it. Gives you a little something to do, you know. You can take your pipe with you, and every now and then you can stop and have a little pipe. You can use your softies and just kind of work and clamp down on it there, you know, a little bit. But weather-wise, boy, we've had I thought we was going to dodge the snow and ice, and we may, but it's looking more doubtful by the minute. It's we've got winter storm warnings out here, and of course here, you know, this part of the country, all they got to do is mention something. Well, all the schools are closed tomorrow. We don't have it. It's just raining out there right now. Of course, they're looking tomorrow. They're expecting some sleet and ice tomorrow, so they felt like they'd have to turn them out tomorrow anyway, mid-morning, so they just went ahead and canceled it. Of course, down here, when it snows, it snarls traffic. It slows things down. We're not, you know, we're not equipped for it like you guys up north. It brings things to a halt. You know, we don't know how to drive on it because we, you know, when I was a kid, we'd get about 3 good snows a year. Well, you know, the weather changed, all this global warming, Al Gore nonsense. Well, the weather this year and kind of last year was more like we used to have when I was a kid. So it's cycling and coming back, I think. But it is supposed to have some sleet tonight and tomorrow, and Tuesday's supposed to be back up to 50. Wednesday, some wintry mix, but it's not supposed to accumulate because it's going to be in the upper 30s is going to be the lows. I don't remember, but of course this weekend back up in the high 60s. So but we get ice here more than snow. I mean, unfortunately, when it does, it usually is an ice storm. So, like I say, you know, you certainly can't drive on ice. I can do fair on snow if I take my time, you know. And usually, what I'll do is get about 3 bags of Quikrete and put it in the back of my truck on the very rear of it, and that'll add a little weight to it, and you can kind of get around pretty good. I've got it parked. Our house kind of is on a hill, and our driveway is pretty steep, so we got the truck parked at the bottom of it, faced out, where in the morning, if I need to get out, I don't have to try to get down and, you know, slip and slide down that driveway and wind up, and the people below us, which they're even further down, they're on the lake, wind up in their living room. So, so we've, of course, much of the South South Arkansas, and I don't know how widespread this thing's going to get. If it's going to get over in Mississippi and Tennessee and Alabama, I don't know. But it's coming out of the north, which it's coming out of North Arkansas, coming this way, which we generally, seems like a lot of our weather comes out of the west, which originates, you know, parts of Oklahoma and comes down through North Texas and over. Now, we generally are prone to getting some of that. So, yeah, I'd hope we'd dodge it, because our problem is our restaurant's 23 miles from here, and it's treacherous roads to begin with. Narrow, 2-lane, curvy, hilly roads. You couldn't get there. And plus, there's 2 or 3 bridges to go across. There's the main lake bridge, and, you know, you wind off in the water, you know. So that's almost a no-go if it gets bad. But if you lose power up there, we got all that meat and stuff. there'd be no way to get there to hook the generator up. So we've got possible issues there. We ordered light. The truck's supposed to be rolling out of, well, it's probably rolling now if the weather. It comes out of Little Rock, Arkansas, and the weather's worse up there, so I'm hoping it even gets there tomorrow. But like I say, it's going to get touchy, and got the generator. I got gas. I went and bought, filled up 2 big gas cans for the generator for here, and if we lose power, I can run off of it for a day or so. But we've been very fortunate. In the subdivision I live, of course, all the utilities are underground, and that helps. We were out in one little ice storm about 3 hours because about 50 yards behind my house backs up to woods for about a mile to the main highway. There's nothing between here and there, but woods. And there's a right of way about 50 or 75 yards back there where the main power lines that come through that feeds this entire subdivision, which there's about 400 homes here. It's one of the biggest subdivisions in this, in this metro area here, and a lot of folks live out here, so they can get to it pretty quick. They can come down this right away, power line right away, and they can usually within a couple of hours get it back on. And so far, that's what they've done. So we've been fortunate. My parents, on the other hand, 3 miles up the road, it's a little more rural and sparse, and they've been out a couple of days because it's kind of sparsely populated on that road they live on. And unfortunately, those sparsely populated roads are worried about blast, So if it gets too bad, of course, Daddy's got a couple of generators and he can run on. He's got a big one that he actually plugs. I don't know how he does it. He's supposed to come show me one day how to do this one that he plugs in. And he can run the entire lights in the house, Won't run the furnace. Of course, they got fireplace and all, and but I can plug up. We can run a lamp. We can run, microwave and refrigerator and coffee pot and some things that we need, So if it gets that bad, let's hope it don't. But I hope you other guys and girls out there, are faring well. This has been a tough winter, surely has, and been a little different than certainly what we're accustomed to in the South. But like I say, it's getting back to the old winters, All right, I didn't intend to sit here and just absolute ramble and talk myself hoarse, but I did. And but I'm gonna know one more thing. I hate that I missed the meetup, the virtual pipe meetup Saturday, but I just didn't get home in time. Y'all count me in for this Saturday. It's going to be about 9 o'clock before I can tune in. I've got some things going on at church Saturday, but I'll be able to log on with y'all about 9 o'clock. And Guy, I hope you're able to join us. All right, look, y'all take care. Have a good one. And as always, God bless you.